All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Kakadash. All right, double honors to our apostles, the great millstone of the well. All right, and peace and salutations to the elect of the nation of Israel, okay, who is deemed to have mercy obtained, okay, in these last days, as considering the second death, which represents the Lord's judgment. As we know, the first death represents the time where Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua brought judgment upon the earth through water. Okay, and as you know, according to the book of 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter, these days are reserved under fire. Okay, and only the elect are going to be delivered from the coming wrath of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, man. All right, so shalom to the elect, shalom to you laborers out there, laboring in spirit and truth, man. All right, so coming back again through the spirit with another lesson, and I actually gonna entitle this "Nothing Better Than the Kingdom," man. All right, nothing is gonna be better than the kingdom being set up on the planet Earth, man. All right, you know, the scripture tells us that Yahushua says that the kingdom of heaven dwelleth within you, and that starts with having this understanding on who you are, why you're in the condition that you're in. And I'm speaking about your Israelites, okay, and what must you do to what do we need to do to ultimately get out of this situation, which is the curses that we're suffering. All right, and the scripture tells us ultimately the only way to escape is through what? Faith in your works, man. Okay, so that's why we go out there and we prophesy, we put up these videos, okay, we labor. As Yahushua said, he spoke about the laborers going into the vineyard. Okay, we do this so that we can obtain the crown that Ezra seen when you go to the book of 2nd Ezra, I believe it's the 2nd chapter, okay, where he's seen the men being crowned from Yahushua himself, because they stood stiffly for the name of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. So that's the mission, man. Okay, and it comes with you know, turning back to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, you know, fearing the Lord, being obedient, okay, listening, studying, learning, okay, and it's all going to lead up to what? The rest that is allowed, like the scripture says, all right, which is the kingdom, which is going to ultimately set us back on top of the nations and being a you know, pretty much being part of the new law and order. Okay, but in order for that to take place, okay, this present world has to be taken down, which this present world is the eon in the realm of the Edomites, which is the so-called white man, starting with the elite. Okay, according to the Bible, all right, according to the Holy Scriptures, that is the nation of people that are in power. Okay, and according to the Scriptures, all right, Matthew 24, 2nd Ezra, the 8th chapter, the 9th chapter, okay, speaks about particular events that are supposed to take place that are going to lead up to the fall of this man's system. And we're seeing that happening now with the wars, the rumors of wars, the pestilences, the perplexities. Okay, when you wake up and turn on the news and everything that you see happening on the planet Earth, from the wars, the rumors of wars, okay, is all part of prophecy, man, which are going to lead up to what? The destruction. Okay, which is going to do what? Usher in the kingdom of heaven, which nothing here on this present side is more important than that. I don't give a fuck how much money you got, how good you think that you know you're doing, and you're a Jake. Okay, you are oppressed, you are in captivity. Okay, you are being conspired against. Like I said, I don't give a shit how much money you got or how good you may think you're doing here in Babylon. That does not trump the kingdom of heaven, man. Okay. So yeah, once again, I entitled this lesson, nothing better than the kingdom, man. All right. You the scripture says that, matter of fact, let me get there real quick. Okay. Let me get a scripture real quick. All right. This is boom right here. This is the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 32. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read up a little bit. Luke 12:31. All right, it says, "But rather seek ye the kingdom of Yahweh, and all these things shall be added unto you." Okay, fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. All right, so the scripture says, once again, it says, "But rather seek ye the kingdom of Yahweh, and all these things will be added up unto you." Right, so the things that you may feel that you're lacking, you know what I'm saying? Okay, the things that you may feel that you're lacking, you know, finances, a family structure, okay, hell, a woman, okay, Salakia, you know, woman, or things that, you know, help us to flourish here in this society. Okay, look, man, look, the scripture says, "Seek ye the kingdom first, man, and all these things are going to be added unto you," man. You know, you might have a family, but it might not be as tight as you want it, because Yahweh Bashim Yashai has called you out of the world and not your family. Okay, and you know, it might come a particular time where you just gotta let the Lord work everything out, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might have sons and daughters that don't really have the zeal, that you have for Yahweh Bashim Yashai. And sometimes you might get caught up in trying to make sure that they're walking the straight path. But it might not be. Look, another thing too, man. Look, the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yashai, is going to put everything in its perspective real soon, man. Okay? All this rebellion and not taking heed to the prophets, the word of the Lord. Look, Yahweh Bashim Yashai is going to put everything in its perspective soon. Meaning what? The world is getting ready to be faced with prophecy, and not just any prophecy, but the MOTB. Okay, the perilous times. But see, you brothers out there and you few sisters out there who Yahweh Bashim Yashai has called into this thing. Okay, when this Jacob's trouble kicks off, brothers is gonna be straight, you know. And now, of course, we might have to deal with a few L's, but the Lord's gonna be with us, man. Like, we're not gonna be lacking in that time, okay? So, mentally lacking. You see, because the scripture says what? That wisdom and knowledge is gonna be the stability of your time. So, mentally, for those who have taken heed to the word of the Lord and gathered the oil, okay, mentally, spiritually, the elect are going to be straight. But for those who didn't want to take heed to the word of Yahweh Bashim Yashai, they're going to be perplexed the fuck up, man. Okay, they're going to be through. I'm just going to say it. There's no other way. Look at that 447. All right, it's no other way to explain that, man. Either the Lord is with you or he ain't. Okay, and this grace period was set up here for you Jakes to turn back to the Lord, okay, so that he can't be with you in these times. Okay, and see, everything's gonna get put into its perspective, man. Like I said, you know, you might have, going back to the scripture, Matthew 12:31, okay, you know, things might not be going your way, but pretty soon the ball's gonna be in our court, brothers. Okay, the ball's gonna be in our court, because we're gonna have one thing, like Apostle Gabar said, we're gonna have one thing that the world lacks, and it's gonna be, what is it? It's this truth. Okay, and eventually the kingdom of heaven is gonna be set up, and everything's gonna be added unto us, man. Family, our women, you know, which we do got our brothers, you know, a order, okay, a hierarchy, man, righteousness, man, like, you know, everything making sense, because the earth is going to be vibing under the vibration of the righteous order of Yahweh Bashim Yashai. And it's going to be his people, the Israelites, you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians, who we are, that are going to be at the forefront of it, man. Okay, fuck this place, man. We about to win, brothers. All right? Don't let the incredulity of this world have you all fucked up to where, you know, you know, you're not focusing, man. Okay, we about to win, and Esau knows it. The main thing that we have to get our minds ready for is the persecution. Esau's gonna play dirty. We gotta stand firm in it, man. I always remind myself. I always speak on that. Okay. The persecution being evilly spoken of. Okay, that's gonna be like one of Esau's last hurrahs. Okay, that he's going to try to do to try to stop prophecy, to try to stop us being delivered, man. But it ain't gonna work, man. And we got to make sure that we're built up in the faith to know that. Okay, very, very important, man. It says, but rather seek ye the kingdom of Yahweh, and all these things shall be added unto you, man. Right. So the work got to be put first, man, and eventually everything that you feel that you're lacking is going to be. I'm on the heavenly hotline. Hello. Can you hear me? Even the things that you feel that you might have had to forsake. You know, women, children, families. Okay, look, we're gonna get all that back. Okay, so fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom of heaven, man, and it is. Okay, Yahweh Bashim Yashai definitely wants to see he wants to see hold on a second. He wants to see Esau's neck. He wants to see our hands in the neck of our enemies. All right, that's what he wants to see. I'm at the hold on a second. Hold on a second, brothers. He wants to see I'm sorry. Fucking got lost my damn train of thought. Salaki, brothers. But the Lord wants to see our hands around the neck of our enemies, man. So call halal Yahweh Bashim Yashai, and that will happen. So yeah, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, Bashim Kakadash. I'm gonna cut it out there. I pray and hope that this was edifying to you brothers out there, you sisters out there. Keep fighting the fight, man. We winning, man. Don't let the cares of this world or the incredulity of this world have you all fucked up to where, you know, you forgot about the mission, man. Okay, the Lord's getting ready to destroy America, Babylon the Great. Okay, and put everything into its perspective. Okay, everybody's going to be faced with prophecy, and either you're going to face prophecy with faith, or you're going to be, or you're going to be facing it, not knowing what the hell is going on. Okay, and fooled into taking that MOTB, which is the mark. And if you take that mark, that's your ass. So, like the scripture says, seek the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he's near. Stop playing games. Okay, and lock in. So with that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yashai, Bashim Kakadash. All right, double honors to our apostles, the great male son of well. Okay, and peace and shalom to the elect. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Yahweh Bashim Yashai, Barakatah.